How's it going, critter people? I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are looking at Eric Ida. He is from my knowledge, a TikTok trainer. I don't know. I've seen a couple of his videos, I think, in passing. I know his name from TikTok. Whenever I think of him, I think of TikTok. So he's here on YouTube as well, of course. Talking about what caught my eye. Hashtag dog training. Hashtag dog lovers. Okay. So in his mind, he has the most groundbreaking concept to hit the dog training industry. Okay, well, I guess we'll see. At least we'll see what my point of view is on it. Not that that matters to anybody, but certainly not him. So we're going to be looking at this from, with Fair Use Act for criticism, educational purposes, giving my point of view, giving the dog a voice, and just giving my educated and personal opinion. So it looks like he's wearing some kind of a nice little robe with some camo. So let's get started.
When it comes to training reactive dogs, you can tell a lot about a dog's state of mind.
Does he have a leash tied around that dog's tail? Who is very focused on something over here. Okay.
By what the tail is up to. And I don't know why no one else has ever thought of this, but this is the most revolutionary idea in dog training. Everyone's been saying, if you control the head, you control the body. How about this? If you control the tail...
Oh, no, don't tell me. Oh, Lord. No, Dude, first off, this is not groundbreaking. You're not the first one to do this. Many people have done this. Big Chuck McBride, I think even Richard Hines, a lot of people have done this. Don't even... Oh, God, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Okay, so let me explain what I think he's going to explain. If you control the tail, you control the dog's feelings. That is just nonsense and bullshit and just stupid, okay? That is idiotic. Absolutely idiotic. So, it would be the equivalent of if you are in a very fearful situation, or even in a situation where you're uncomfortable, someone odd is talking to you, and you're not really comfortable with their presence, and they get closer, and then they start kind of like trying to hug you and whatnot. And if you had a friend there that said, no, we're going to change your state of mind, we're going to just turn that frown upside down. They use their fingers to manipulate your face and turn your frown or your tight mouth into a nice, happy smile. And, they raise your cheeks up and they say, okay, how do you feel? That's the equivalent of doing this. You are an absolute moron if you... I'm talking about this guy as a trainer, a quote unquote, rabbit ears, quotation marks, a trainer who thinks that this is an idea. This just tells me that you're just an idiot. And pretty much most of the quote unquote trainers on TikTok are idiots as well. So the people that didn't know, I'm not talking to you in this tone. I'm not saying that, you're stupid because a lot of people don't know. They think, I've had clients that ask like, hey, if we do this, does that not just make them seem calm? Or if we put them in a down instead of a sit, does that not make them calmer? Not really. In a lot of cases, if I've had a dog that was nervous, I don't put them in a down for a reason, because if we do, we make them more nervous. We take away their feeling of control. And I want my dog to feel like they're in control, because they should be able to, move if they want to move. I'm not going to force them in a situation, and I don't want to lose trust with my dog by forcing them in a position because they appear calm and then allow other people to feel comfortable and therefore come and pet my dog, like the Great Dane video I did, where the Great Dane bit it was supposedly, I think, a service animal in training, or it was in training of some sort. I think possibly to be a service animal of some sort. Regardless, it was in training, and it was in Home Depot, and somebody asked to pet the dog, and so the owner said, make sure you have the dog sit before you give her a treat. So that, by doing that, you're reinforcing the comfort of the human at the will of the dog. The dog is the one who has to pay for it, because the dog... Again, it's like if I'm forcing you to just sit there, if you're nervous and you say, no, sit down, don't worry about this guy coming over, just ignore it. Your emotions don't mean anything. They're not instinctively telling you to move and get out of the situation, even though I know this guy is of no harm. We don't know, we don't care. If you see somebody training in a bathrobe, hey, I'm all for being comfortable with training, but that is the totality of circumstances. With this stinking rope on this dog's tail, if you control the tail, you control the dog's feelings. That's just stupid and idiotic. So let's see what he has to say.
You control the dog's feelings. If a dog is fearful,
that is not true.
Tail's tucked in. Now, if the dog's trying to attack another dog, I have to control that mechanism that tells me where the dog's state of mind is.
No! If a dog is trying to attack another dog, you need to stop interacting with that dog. I mean, if this dog, just for the example, is trying to attack another dog, there's so much more to it than just controlling the tail. Okay, that is not going to do anything to stop the emotional state of mind. Okay, again, somebody is trying to assault you, hit you in the face, punch you, kick you, get on top of you, whatever. They're trying to mug you and rob you. And you're trying to fight back for your life because you see it as a threat. But then somebody says, no, they're not trying to rob you. Just lay down, play dead. He'll leave you alone. Or just, I mean, it's about as ridiculous as that. I'm sure there's so many better metaphors to that, but I mean, that's as stupid as it sounds with this. If your dog is trying to attack another dog, there's a lot more emotional trauma that you need to work with that does not rely on where the tail is positioned. It's in the head, and just by simply controlling the head and, with a head halter or something, that doesn't help it either. Those are both physical techniques that you use, entities of just controlling the dog. You're not actually working mentally. So no matter what you do on the outside, it's not necessarily going to help the inside. You need to work from the inside out. Understand why they feel the need to be defensive or on the offense. Work at a distance. Work with this dog in a neutral territory. Work in a you can set up the scenario for your dog, because being a dog, we can control every aspect of their life, where they go and how long they're out and who they see and who they don't see. So you can set up an environment that is safe for them, that prevents them from getting in that state of mind, practicing that behavior, and it keeps them cool, calm, and comfortable, and actually happy. Hopefully for the most part. If they're not, then we got to change that, which we can as humans. There are going to be instances in real life where your dog is going to get out of hand, and that's to be expected. We can't be perfect. I'm not expecting anybody to be perfect. I'm not saying you have to try to be perfect. I'm simply saying you can control the environments you put your dog in. And the least of your worries should be where the tail is positioned, because that's going to change their mind. That's just stupid.
I bring the tail right back up and I tell the dog, listen, dog, be happy. And then I wag the tail.
Why the hell should they be? Oh my god, this is just beyond stupid. This has to be a prank. I mean, I swear this would be a prank, but no, he means it. And people will listen. Okay, so he's trying to attack another dog, and you're telling him, don't be attacking, be happy. Not even just neutral or calm or comfortable. Be happy. That's a whole different, that's 180 or 180. That's 180 degrees in the opposite direction. Not only be happy, wag their tail for them. Jesus, dude, that's like, again, you're at your parents' funeral and you're crying, and someone says, don't be sad, be happy. Let me turn that frown upside down. They physically put a smile on your face using their fingers, and then they take your hand and they start flapping it around, saying, wave at people, you're happy. Okay, that's the same of what he's doing to this dog. That is just so stupid.
So that the dog's state of mind changes.
It does not. You're making this dog yawn because he's uncomfortable with this rope around his tail, and he's being forced to stay here because I'm sure you put him in a downstay, and he's being a very good dog. Otherwise he gets corrected. And you're wagging this rope around, and he's yawning because he's nervous.
Feeling changes. Going for a walk. My dog
that is just that is a dangerous way to really be able to dislocate this dog's tail. If they really wanted to bolt, you can cause injury to this dog.
I pull on the tail. Dog sits.
Oh, now he's teaching obedience by pulling on the dog's tail. That is a really good way to hurt your dog. This is absolutely just some of the stupidest things I've ever heard. I mean, this is honestly laughable, but people will take it, and Jesus. I mean, this guy has, I'm sure, millions of followers.
Tell me you did not just witness that. Just tell me you did not just witness.
What the hell? And that's where it ends. Running around with his dog with a loop on her tail. Jesus, that is just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. If this came out on, like, April 1st, I would absolutely believe it as an April Fool's joke. Like, by or if it were by, like, Grisha Stewart or something, a trainer actually worth their salt. And, she's very educated. I would find it hilarious, a nice troll. But no, people actually do this and they believe it. So, to the person who asked me to look over Eric Ida, I think it might have been Call Me Chips. They Call Me Chips. Or it could have been another one of my followers. I'm so sorry I don't remember your name. I get them all mixed up. But thank you for sending this as a request. Appreciate all my subscribers. Let me know what you all thought about this. Honestly, did you take this seriously at first? Would you have if you hadn't heard what I had to say? Have you tried this before? If this was part of your thinking originally, then please don't, take what I say as a personal attack. I mean, you're very valid in how you feel, but I do not mean it as a personal attack to anybody who originally just, thought this might work. But this guy is a trainer, quote unquote trainer, who gets paid lots and lots of money and has millions of followers, which is fine. I mean, good for him. But when you have that big of an audience and you tell them this stupid nonsense and they do it and they end up hurting their dog, I mean, it's more on him than it is on you as just, a dog owner or someone who's just following him. So that all of the critique I give is to him, not any personal attack to you all. But hopefully you can learn now that this is not a good technique to ever use or try. But you are welcome to do what you want with your dog. So I just don't recommend it. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. Honestly, I still find this to be laughable. I mean, this is just a great joke that I would still see as just comical, like a troll. But thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it. Go say howdy do to your little critters for me. Give them some kind of loving they appreciate. And until next time, stay positive.